All right. Bottom higher than the knees. The knees, you want to be comfortable, the spine keeping its natural curves and not having to lean forward to keep yourself straight. So the bottom high enough there. And now begin to float the eyes closed, and the hands can take either a palm up position for receiving or a palm down position for grounding. It's even possible to place the fingertips on the ground if you need extra grounding. Become aware of the breath, just mindful breathing. What does it sound like? Try to bring pulse, the feeling of your pulse, into your eyes, into your ears, into your jaw. Create the ujjayi breath sound, scraping the air over the throat, like in and out, but with the mouth closed. And now lengthen the breath. Now adding kumbhaka, which means retained breath, at the in-breath, at the very top of it, continuing to breathe in, even though you have no more capacity. And now breathe out. Baya kumbhaka is the retention of the out-breath. Breathe in, puraka. At the top, retain the in-breath, antara kumbhaka. Breathe out, rechaka. At the bottom of it, retain the breath out, baya kumbhaka. Continue and feel the pulse in the face. And very gently start to wiggle the fingers, flutter the eyes open, and come out of it. This was a very shortened version. Everything will be shortened today. And now free movement for just a moment. And as we move toward the mat, please move in slow motion. It'll be strange and hard. And if you have something in your way, you might quickly bring it out of the way. No, don't. Everything is slow. So slowly move to the Barmanasana, which is Vierfüßlerstand, bird dog. Very slowly move the dog off the mat. Good girl, good girl. These, by the way, if you have any tendon problems in wrists or hands, these are magical. I use them for everything now. I never go flat-handed. From tabletop, knees under the hips, tuck the toes and lift out of the shoulders, and cat and cow. Look up, dip the back and stretch up. Breathe out, chin to the throat, tuck the tailbone. Breathe in the nose, drop the lower back. Open and close the mouth and tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. And neutralize the spine. Look over the right shoulder and bring the left hip a little closer to the shoulder and feel the stretch on the left side. And neutral. Bring the eyes over the left shoulder, or the other shoulder, whatever it is, and the hips closer to that shoulder, and neutralize. Bring the toes to the floor, lift in on an in-breath to downward facing dog. And from here, sense the pulse in the face. And let the tailbone aim upward toward the ceiling. And now up on the toes, straight to plank position. and draw the knees to the ground and very slowly drop the hips to the ground, the chest, and allow the hands to rest under the shoulders with the third fingers about level with the shoulder, top of the shoulders. Point the right toe and lift it. The face is looking up. Drop the foot. Forehead to the ground. Look up, breathe in, point the left toe and lift it. Forehead to the ground, foot down, roll the hips a little bit, left and right. Bend the knees, separate them mat's distance, point the toes. Hands remain under the shoulders and lift the chest and point the toes up just a little bit. Pulse 3 or 4 times, lifting those toes up with the knees separated. The toes are touching, and this will strengthen the area around the SI joint. And now wiggle the bottom a little bit and keep the toes together and press the hands up. The chest goes up and come to peaceful warrior. Hands out, forehead to the mat. Breathe in and out. If you're interested in prenatal, this is a very nice position, but when they're more advanced in their pregnancy, they might need a pillow to rest on. Now roll up to tabletop position, tuck the toes, and come into plank position one more time. Point the right toe behind, pressing up through the shoulders. Point the right toe higher and drop the toe. Point the left toe higher and drop the toe. Downward facing dog. Let the pulse come into the face and down. And to plank position, drop the knees, the forehead, and the chest to the mat. Knees, forehead, chest, and drop the belly down again. Come up on both elbows. Place the left elbow a little more toward the midline, and the left hand going over to the right. Bend the right knee and reach back over the toes. This is Ardha Bhikkasana, and this will stretch the hip flexors, the thighs, and will strengthen the SI joint and help with sciatica. Kick into the hand, lift up out of the shoulder, open everything. Come back down. And now the right shoulder, the right elbow kind of midline, the hand over to the left. Bend the left leg, reach back. If you get a cramp with this, get out of it really quickly, tuck the toes. And then looking forward, kick into that right hand. And this is beautiful for the first part of class, to kind of stretch out where we've been sitting. Look right and left. Look down and coming up into kind of a hammock pose, tuck the toes and go to downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet and walk the feet forward to the front of the mat. Toes touch, heels don't have to touch. Breathe in, half lift. The kneecaps are lifting, the thighs are engaged, and flat back brings us up. But if that feels even slightly difficult, bend the knees and come up with a flat back. From a standing position, we'll just do our standing half moon. Every single yoga should have some kind of variation of the standing half moon. Toes are together. Draw the right hand up and send the right hips over to the right. Bring the right hand to meet the left in Kali Mudra and pull the hands upward and to the left and let the hips go over to the right. Look at your shoulders and hips. Keep them in one line. You might have to bring the left shoulder forward and the right shoulder back a little, the left hip forward, the right hip back, whatever it is. And come up higher than you were before. Ground to rise, root to rise. Drop the left hand for a minute, bend the right elbow, and then bring bring the right hand to the left and pull to the upper right corner, stretching the left side of the body. And really let those hips move to the left. Open the chest and breathe. This is a constant lifting and extending. And now look up and root to rise and into back bend. And keeping the thigh muscles tight, the kneecaps lifted, drop the head, open and close the mouth, squeeze the belly to protect the back, and root to rise, which means higher than before. Drop the hands sloppily and walk it out a little bit. Jellyfish, because we don't want to do a U-turn too abruptly. And then come to the last part of the pose in which the palms go under the backs of the heels. The knees are bent. And then straighten the legs and pull against the heels. Bring the face to the shins. Lift the thighs. Fingertips to the ground. Walk it out a little bit. Bend the knees. Flat back brings us up. And shake it out. So let the hips kind of circle a little bit and shake it out. So that is a tiny mini first part of class, WUWUM, and much more could be done, but that is what we get for today.